Welcome, Elise. So good to see you again. Please sit down. How are you this week?
Doing good.
Doing good?
Doing good. We're on Christmas break right now. It's awesome.
Yeah. Did you have a nice Christmas?
Family.
Family?
Big family.
Big family. How was it? Pleasant, good time to see all your relatives and everything?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what we did in week 7, first off. Looks like we've, since then, in week 7, we've had some great results. I see here that you've lost 16 pounds, which results in 4% body fat loss. That is totally awesome. That is a big, big accomplishment. You should be very pleased with yourself. I see here also in martial arts, your kicks are higher. You can kick to the head level now. That was one of your goals?
I'm a little short, so it's like my head level though, not like the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. You know, that was one of your main goals, was to do something like that. I see also in martial arts, you're no longer out of breath for 3-minute rounds of sparring.
3 minutes is a long time.
That is a very long time.
Especially with grappling.
Yes, I can imagine. You know, that is very, very great accomplishment for sure. So those are some great goals so far. Let's see what also you've accomplished since then. 4 out of 7 days a week on average, you're dedicating to self-care like we were talking about. So some of these goals include sleeping the 8 hours that we've suggested. You said you're getting 8 hours now. We suggested 7 to 8. So that's fantastic. How's that going for you?
Well, with Christmas it was hard because everyone wants to have game nights and stuff. But other than that, I've been doing pretty okay. I'm so tempted to play on my phone.
Right. We were talking about leaving the electronics, shutting them off about 30 minutes prior to going to bed. So that didn't work very well for you?
No, I want to play on my phone because I don't want to think about my day. It's very distracting.
Right.
So we tried reading, didn't like that.
Right.
Because then I started thinking about the story and then my brain doesn't shut off. So I started doing like calm music.
Calm music, I remember.
But I notice I don't do the 8 hours as well on the days we don't work out. Okay. So I think it's also kind of a physical thing. I need to make sure I'm just not sitting around and eating all the turkey and stuff at Christmas.
Right.
So, yeah.
Are you focusing more on the turkey and things like that and leaving the sweets alone a little bit more?
No, it's Christmas.
Well, it is Christmas, so, you know, even in competitions that I've done in the past, bodybuilding and so forth, there can always be what they call a cheat day. So if you just have maybe the one cheat day once in a while, that's not really so bad. As long as you're sticking to a good diet plan on a regular basis, then it's not so bad overall.
Okay.
So Christmas, New Year's, things like that, we can always also, you know, splurge from time to time. So it's good that you're getting that amount of sleep still, right? You're gaining more sleep per night?
Yes.
Excellent. Now you're also, with dedicating to self-care, as we've talked about, you're dedicating 20 minutes a day of either playing piano or stretching.
So on the days that we work out, I try to do the piano stuff more so that the physical happens on the opposite days or alternate days, whatever the word is. I think the stretching really, really helped out with my kicks a lot. I'm going to keep working on that one though. That my karate master wants me to have the splits down by April. Okay. So we'll see.
So it's the end of December right now. We have a little time to go.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
It must be working for you if you're able to kick at your own head level at least. Mm-hmm. And you're also, you know, the stretching I'm sure is helping with endurance and everything too as well. Increasing the time and you're able to spar and so forth. So that's great. That's great. Also, you had a plateau a while back. And this was what, week 7, I believe, or week 6.
Week 6.
And so we suggested you increase your protein intake. to get past that plateau. We've done that.
Yes.
We've also increased water intake because it seemed like you were retaining some water in your body.
Yeah.
This was going to help you to flush it out. So we have achieved both those goals, correct?
Yeah.
So that's great.
It's hard at school. You
Mhm.
don't, as a teacher, you don't eat. There is no time.
Well, there is no time for that, and also drinking a lot of water. Of course, you'd have to run to the bathroom a little bit more, and you can't do that
No.
so frequently as a teacher unless you get somebody to watch your class for a moment.
So I think it really helped out that we went on winter break over a week ago, because now I can actually focus on food and water. But in another week we go back, so I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, we're going to have to take in those considerations and find some alternative for you there, because we want you to continue getting this protein intake that you so much require and more water that everybody requires.
I did find a solution to my sweet tooth, though.
Okay.
There is this weird protein bar. It's called Puff. It's a marshmallow.
Puff, huh? Is that P-A?
Puff, Puff, like a marshmallow puff.
Oh, Puff. Okay.
And they have 17 grams of protein in these little marshmallow chocolate bars. So I'm like, ooh, protein dessert kind of thing.
We'll have to look into that. That sounds like a great alternative.
They're delicious.
Yes.
And they don't taste like that gritty, gross protein.
Right.
Ugh.
So it's not high in sugar and other things like that?
It's got some sugar in it, but not like exceeding like a candy bar.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me look that up, see what the ingredients contain and everything, but it does sound like a great alternative to other things. So, well, that's great that right now you're at where you need to be with that protein intake and water intake. Now your blood tests came back, and we suggested that you were a little bit low in your B vitamins in your system. So we suggested that you take a supplementation, a B complex. It seems as though that's going good for you.
I think so. I mean, I feel higher in energy and stuff.
Okay.
I think maybe if we meet past this, we could look up what causes absorption of B complex.
Okay.
So maybe that could also be a thing, because I think it's like water soluble or whatever. So I don't know. Look into that maybe. And then do we go for a while and then do like a follow-up blood test for that, or just if I feel better, then it's working?
Well, let's give it some time, and then we probably will do another blood test down the road if should you continue to continue with our sessions and so forth. We'll get you in with Dr. Witten again, our on-site doctor, and see what he thinks about giving you another blood test in amount of a few months or so.
Okay.
We'll just continue, if you want to, we'll continue with our sessions, and then take it from there with our doctor and everything.
Okay.
But it seems as though you're doing great, if you're feeling more energy.
Yes.
And so forth. So then it probably is working, I'd have to say. But
it's also that change in work. I've been off for a week and a half.
That's true. You might be getting more.
So wait till we get back to work.
Right.
To see if it's actually working, because then I'm back on my normal schedule.
We could be looking at the stress of work with the kids and everything too. That could be
maybe
draining you of a few things. That's kind of wearing on the mind and so forth. I can imagine. I was a teacher myself for a while, so. But let's get into other things here. Now, which of the goals will you like to continue on long term and continue on?
I do not think I am ready to stop doing coaching.
Okay.
Like, I like having someone to go to because it makes me more accountable.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be accountable to myself yet.
Okay. Well, that's great.
It makes me nervous that I would drop off and be like, okay, that was a fun 8 weeks, and then be like, now what?
Right. And we're just starting to see results now.
Right.
We're starting to see some benefits that from what we've been doing for the last 8 weeks. I would suggest maybe another 8 weeks, if that's okay with you. We could adjust times.
Yeah. Probably adjust times.
Because I know you're going back to school and everything, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. So some of the goals I think that I would stop doing if I didn't have someone to say, hey, are you doing this, would be the training. I can't train. I could train on my own, but I would start saying, oh, this is more important, I won't be a priority to myself anymore.
Right.
So I don't think that goal has changed in me yet. It's getting better,
Right.
but
Well, I think
I don't think I'm quite there yet.
the accountability aspect right now is really important to keep right now.
Yeah.
And set times that you come and see me, and knowing that you have the appointment coming up, it kind of helps a lot of people a little bit more than just going to a regular gym on a regular basis. They tend to say, well, I'm kind of tired today. I just drive by the gym and I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow usually becomes next week and next month, and then you just skip it for long term. We don't want to do that. So I think right now, let's keep the sessions. We'll adjust the times for you once you're back to school now in about a week, right? So we'll adjust the times for you that are a little bit better for you once school starts back again. Of course, we want to keep the martial arts the 2 nights a week right now that you're instructing.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing for you to do. But let's keep the sessions going here, and we can probably advance even further than where we're at, I'm sure, with the accountability aspect and so forth.
With the martial arts, everyone's like, well, you do that 2 times a week and you're already getting that exercise. But as a teacher, you don't actually get that much exercise because you're watching and fixing and helping.
Exactly, yeah.
You're not. So, yeah, I'm still doing the martial arts, but it's not as physical as people think it is because the teachers don't get to do as much.
Right.
So we just have to keep that in mind with that one.
Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind, definitely.
But also with the martial arts, since I would like to continue, is setting some new goals of my karate master wants me to retest in April for my second Dan.
Oh, that's great. That's in April, huh?
April. That test is like 6 hours long.
Uh-huh.
And it's all physical. And my last test was 2 years ago, and I was not prepared. I was hot and tired, and it was kind of awful. I don't want that to happen again.
Okay. So let's continue on with that. Maybe we can even implement some routines and procedures for helping you in that aspect too, preparing for your belt.
Yeah.
Some extra stretching, some things that you might have to do in your tests coming up.
Yeah.
So we'll include that with some of our sessions even as we advance. Now, which goals do you think you could no longer, that will no longer be a habit?
The talking better to myself thing, that's just a habit that's going to take more time to change. It's easy for me to go back when something bad happens at work and I'm like, oh, I could have done this so much better.
Right.
What's wrong with me and all this. So I'm working on it. Sometimes it's hard when you're surrounded by, like, my 5th grade kids. A lot of them have negative words that just come out, so I kind of match them.
They're at that
so
age.
I'm trying to switch over, and then when they say something, I'm like, oh, that energy's not okay, and here, let's try different wording. And so I think if I can change my environment a little bit more, it might help me, because
that led to my next question when I was going to ask you how we could, what we could use to overcome this particular issue.
A support system, maybe? I don't know. Last week you told me to find a support system, and I'm having a hard time with that.
Okay.
Like, I think the only like-minded people are the people in karate that are with me.
Okay.
Because they're very uplifting all the time. We're not like a strict karate system. We're more like a little family kind of thing.
Right.
So.
Well, that's a support system right there. And that is what we asked you to do, I believe, in week 7, was to find a support system. And here you already have one, basically, if you think about it. So it seems to be that way anyway. So that's great. Maybe people you can talk to and find, brainstorm answers with. Are you happy with some of those results that you've achieved so far? And why?
Okay. Yeah. I think we could have gone further.
Okay.
I mean, you're not supposed to lose weight really fast, so I guess we did it the healthy way, which is good. But maybe I'm just nervous about that test in 4 months is what's
Right. Well,
triggering me.
yeah.
But we're doing better, and slow progress means progress sticks. If we
Right.
just lost the weight and said, boom, you're done, then I would probably regain it back.
Well,
Or,
everybody seems to want to have that miracle cure overnight, and it just doesn't happen that way. But you are heading the right direction, and you're showing results already. And I think that's why we should continue with our sessions and everything. We're starting to see these results for sure. The losing the weight, support group, your kicks in karate, everything is heading in the right direction, and I think we need to just continue what we're doing, and we'll see even more immense progress in the near future. Uh,
um, the saying no thing, that's kind of bugging me.
okay,
Um, I feel bad when I have to tell somebody no.
okay.
Because if someone asks my help, then they must obviously need help. So,
Right. And we talked about where this may stem from, where this not able to say no. You're talking about possibly coming from your parents. Somebody told you before. Somehow you've got this ingrained in you that you just can't say no right now.
I don't think I recognize the cues yet of when a person actually needs help,
Mm,
or if they're just, what is that called? Just calling wolf,
right.
where they're just being lazy and they don't want to do it
This little
themselves.
boy
Maybe.
calling wolf, huh?
But yeah,
We just have to recognize the difference, and I think we're going to work further on that. Uh, when appropriate, you need to say no. We
Yeah.
just have to recognize when it is appropriate or when the person really does need help. And we're really going to work on that maybe coming up in, let's say, week 9. We're going to focus on that a lot more maybe next week then.
Yeah, if someone has an authoritative image over me, that person I rarely say no to.
Right.
Like my parents or
your boss.
My boss or other teachers at school. If they give that demanding presence, I don't tell them no. I don't.
Right.
It's always been like that though. But yeah.
Well, you got to think about how you feel about it and your priorities, what other projects you're working on, and you can't take on the world. It's
But I could.
you could,
No.
but it's too much. You want to take on what you can handle right now, and what's the first priority, the second priority, and so forth. So I think we're going to work on more on how to say no in the right situation. So now, do you want to set new goals at this point, or just continue on with current goals right now and work on them a little bit more, especially the saying no part of it?
I think we should continue with what we have.
Okay.
Maybe modify it later, which would be like, so my kicks, yeah, they're higher, but let's transform that stretch into getting closer to the splits so that I can get that part of my test done later. But I don't think we should change anything yet since they're not
Okay.
a habit or
Okay.
that I can focus on them. I don't know.
Well, this is great. So we'll continue on, and we'll keep the current goals that we have right now, which are worthy goals, of course. We're going to continue with our physical fitness and losing the weight. You've already lost a great amount of weight already. So if we continue on like this, you're going to lose even more weight and feel even better about yourself. Your kicks are getting better. You're getting enough sleep. Let's talk about what we've learned in this session so far. We better sleep. You're giving yourself that 20 minutes to yourself of self-care. This is great. Piano playing, stretching.
I like the piano part because I know I'm not practicing for a concert or a deadline.
Okay.
And I'm actually able to learn more about music theory and stuff because I don't do that when I'm getting ready for a concert. I'm focused on the song.
The song itself, the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's been nice, but it's hard to force myself for that 20 minutes. Because I hear my kids calling me, or I hear, oh no, I need to get dinner ready. It's just really hard to focus on that. But I try.
So that's great. Continue on with that. That's great. We've increased our protein intake. We've increased water intake. And we're taking the B vitamin complex.
Let's talk about water.
Okay.
Water's gross. I don't like water.
Okay.
Like, I
would
have
you be
no
more
desire
comfortable
drinking water.
taking maybe a hydration powder with it? Something that's low in sugar?
Is it like flavored or something?
Yes, there's many on the market. IV Hydration, I believe, is one of the brands. Sure, they're strawberry, grape, lime,
something.
many different colors, or colors and flavors.
I don't know, water's gross.
Right. Well, some people need a flavor to it. Some people even like to have a little fizz to it, but
ooh.
Yeah.
Zip Fizz, I heard about that.
There you go. Zip Fizz. I've heard about that one.
It has like the B complex vitamins in it.
Oh, there you go.
So that might help with that.
That's excellent.
But
so
I just
well, let's look into stopping by the grocery store maybe on your way home from here and see if you can pick up some Zip Fizz. Something like that, and just put it in the bottle of water when you're sitting with the kids.
And then when do you drink the water?
At work, try to just sip a little bit every other 10 minutes or so, just a little sip, and you'll realize you're drinking the whole bottle eventually. I realize we're gonna have to work on how that you can get to the restroom a little bit easier while you're teaching the kids.
Okay, that's not gonna happen.
Well,
sorry.
we'll work on it. We'll work on it, but now we maybe found an alternative for just drinking plain water that you don't like. So we will work on the Zip Fizz. Look into other brands that are out there too if you'd like. But watch the caloric intake and the the sugar intake that's in them as well.
So we've talked about checklists and stuff because I feel like, ooh, I hit that goal. So I feel like I'm succeeding. Maybe I need one of those water bottles that has the lines on it that tell you how far you are.
Exactly. There's a lot of those out on the market now.
But not like ounces, but it actually says something on certain parts. Have you seen those?
I have seen them with some of my other clients. They swear by them as well.
You're halfway there, or
this is your half a day intake right now.
12 o'clock. Why haven't you reached this line yet? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm sure there's a lot there.
Yeah, just
if you can't find them in a local store, I'm sure Amazon or somewhere like that has them. Look into getting one of those then. Okay. That'll give you the checklist and goals, the little steps in getting the amount of water that you need per day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've covered a lot today, and we've learned a lot of how great we're doing because we are heading in the right direction. Is there anything you want to add at this point?
Food. I think we should start an act. We didn't do this because I don't know. It was just there's so much already, but eventually add like more of a dietary plan that's not super restrictive because we know that I stress eat and I have a bad relationship with food and think it's a reward.
Right.
But we need to fix that. But maybe a guided nutritional something.
Actual plan for you.
Yeah.
Well, let's work on getting you an actual plan.
Because I have like no metabolism whatsoever. We gotta. It's pretty awful.
You have one, but we have to find out exactly what it is. So let's get you a dietary plan then, nutrition plan. Okay. And maybe we'll start on that the very next.
Is that through you or is that through Dr. Whitten?
The doctor. We'll probably get you with the doctor for that. He's the expert, the nutritionist. With all his background and everything, it'd probably be possibly to have him do that. He does so not like a regular doctor visit, but you can come in to see him and create a plan.
Okay.
It's not like the stress of a regular doctor's visit. So, okay. But we'll get you in to see that probably the next time you come in. He'll have one ready for you possibly. Well, let's stop at this point.
No, we're gonna keep going because I want to set some weight goals.
We'll stop the session at this point, but
I need to set some weight goals.
Some weight goals? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like,
Are you happy with?
I mean, I'm happy with what I lost, but we need to keep going.
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
So what would be healthy is, do we need to maintain this level, or do we need to
I think
go
this is a healthy
faster?
way to lose the weight right now.
So
You don't want to lose the
15-ish
weight.
pounds for every 8 weeks, kind of thing.
Yes, because you know the last time you lost the 16 pounds in 8 weeks, which is great. That's a good, healthy, slow way to get rid of it. Sounds slow. You don't want to go any faster than that, though. Really.
Should we focus on muscle mass changes versus the fat?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So if we lose weight too quickly, we're going to catabolize muscle, of course, and we don't want to do that. We want to lose weight in a healthy way and maintain muscle and tone muscle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to up your fitness routine by moderate weight and high repetitions and continue on like that so we can tone muscle and retain the muscle while losing fat as well. And that'll go along with the nutrition plan that the doctor will give you.
We need to also figure out cardio a little bit more. In the past, I have had doctors say that running is not good for me because I
bones and joints and things like that.
We need to figure out how do we do cardio and up that without running.
Well, there's a lot of alternatives, of course. Non-impactful machines that are out there.
Like what?
There's the elliptical machine that we have here at the facility.
Like
there's stationary bikes. There are rowing machines that we have. All these are non-impactful, and that would probably be best for your situation. Some of them are a little bit more intense than treadmill even, you know. Our elliptical machine, all 4 limbs are moving at the same time instead of just your legs moving, so to speak. So that's that skiing motion. It really works you out with all 4 limbs and your entire body all at once, without putting that impacting on your knees and joints and so forth. So let's start doing that.
When are we meeting again?
Well, we're going to meet next week. Of course, we have the holidays coming up. Once again, we have New Year's.
Then we're done though.
But and then we'll meet. What are we meeting now? Every Tuesday, Thursday.
So do we want to do like the life coaching session, since we already have the goals pretty much set, or do we want to just do our F sessions that we've been doing and just we talk there? Do you want to just do those?
I believe we should do something like that.
Just more focus on that instead of these sessions.
Many people that I do that with, you know, as we're performing our routines, we'll actually talk and touch base with how we're doing and everything.
Okay, so then we'd be meeting more like 2 times a week instead of the 3 times a week.
Yeah, if you would like to do that, especially since you're going back to school.
That would be easier. That would be better.
And you got also the karate 2 nights a week. So basically, you're going to get really 4 active nights a week, if you think about it. So
if I can interact more in the karate and not just sit there and help the kids in there so much.
Try to perform some of the stretching with them before they start their routines in karate. Do some stretching with them. Do the kicks with them, so forth.
It's hard to do it with them though, because then you can't observe them.
You're right.
And I can't help them fix their things, which is why they come to class.
When you think it's appropriate.
Okay.
You can still, you know, maybe half the time period that you're there, you'll be able to perform the kicks and so forth. Okay?
Maybe.
So we're going to meet next Tuesday.
Okay. What are we going to do?
Well, we're going to get into more high repetitions, moderate weight. We're going to start with a little bit of cardio to begin with on that elliptical. Okay. And then we're going to touch base as you're on the elliptical and throughout the session of how you're doing with your goals that we currently have. Because these are good goals and I think they're working for us. Okay. Okay? Anything else you want to add?
We need more stretching ideas. They're getting a little stagnant.
Okay.
So that's your homework.
My homework. Okay.
You get to do homework.
We'll research some more stretching techniques for you.
Okay.
We do have a couple of charts that are back in the studio area that we're going to try some of the stretches that we have out there. We do have some stretch bands as well that we haven't tried as of yet.
Okay.
So those assist you in stretching, the bands. So we're going to try those next week.
Okay.
Before and after our sessions. To
Before
stretch
and
out
after?
before, and we stretch out a little bit to cool down.
Ooh, okay.
So that's going to be great.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Anything else? 'Cause I
Lots
think
of
we're doing
work.
great.
Lots of work.
Well, let's think of it more as improvement work, and it's happy work.
Happy work.
Happy work.
Happy work.
Yes.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because you're getting better and better day by day.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's good to see you again today.
Nice seeing you.
We're going to see you next week.
Next week. We got this.
And don't worry about a thing. You're doing great. We're on the right track, okay?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, thank you.